Won't you join me?
Yes, join Audrey Hepburn as you've never seen her before, kicking over the traces and bringing to life Truman Capote's Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I never could do that.
Audrey Hepburn as Holly Golightly, who typifies and glorifies the glamorous playmates of this dizzily spinning world as she and George Peppard breeze through the glitter and shimmer of New York as it has never been captured before.
Ida Kathleen van Hemstra Hepburn Rustin was born in Brussels, Belgium on May 4, 1929. Most people recognize her as Audrey Hepburn. She was the daughter of Joseph Victor Anthony Hepburn Rustin, who was a financial advisor in England. Her mother, Ella van Hemstra, was a Dutch baroness. Audrey's mother came from a very wealthy family. Because of this aristocratic background, Audrey grew up living in an affluent and secure life. In 1935, Hepburn's parents divorced when her father decided to leave the family and move back to London. She then moved to England to attend an all-girls boarding school so that her father could visit her regularly. She discovered ballet at the age of 9, which was the start of her inspiration to have a career in the arts.
At the age of 10, Hepburn's mother moved her family to Arnhem, Holland, in an attempt to escape the raging war. Within a year of her family moving, Germany invaded Holland and seized the assets of all aristocratic families. This forced Audrey's family into poverty. In 1945, Audrey Hepburn nearly died from infection and malnutrition, but was saved by relief shipments of food and medicine.
Despite receiving a scholarship to the Ballet Rambert, which was the most important dance school in London, Hepburn felt she was not talented enough to have a career in dance. Audrey then decided to pursue modeling and acting. In 1952, Audrey Hepburn received her first supporting actress role in The Secret People.
Just a year later, in 1953, Hepburn landed the starring role in Roman Holiday, which was her first major motion picture. Audrey won an Academy Award for Best Actress with this role. Audrey was slowly becoming a role model for many young women. New York Times stated, "Thanks to their first glimpse of Audrey Hepburn in Roman Holiday, half a generation of young females stopped stuffing their bras and teetering on stiletto heels."
Audrey signed a long-term contract with Paramount in 1954. Because of this contract, she featured in more central roles rather than playing the love interest. In 1954, Audrey Hepburn married Mel Ferrer. He also happened to be her stage co-star in Ondine. She then gave birth to her first son, Sean H. Ferrer, in 1960.
In 1964, she was the highest-paid actress in the world after her role in My Fair Lady, earning $1,100,000. Hepburn and Ferrer divorced in 1968. 1 year later, she marries Italian psychiatrist Dr. Andrea Dotti on January 18, 1969. She then gave birth to her second son, Luca Dotti, in 1970.
Throughout her acting career, Audrey Hepburn starred in a total of 27 movies. Of those movies, Breakfast at Tiffany's was her most popular film. Hepburn gained the title of trendsetter when she started working with designers Edith Head, Cecil Beaton, Christian Dior, and Hubert de Givenchy.
In 1982, Hepburn divorced Dotti and spent the last years of her life with Robert Walters. Inspired by her unfortunate childhood, Audrey Hepburn became a Goodwill Ambassador for the United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund, or UNICEF, in 1988.
And I think that's what life is all about, actually, about children and flowers. And, I suppose I put the same effort into helping a plant flourish as we do at UNICEF. It's not just a matter of a child surviving, but giving it a future, allowing it to develop and well and not handicapped, and giving it the how shall I say, the strength to have a future.
Her role as a goodwill ambassador was to travel to countries plagued by war, famine, and disease, and to raise awareness about the impoverished children.
Audrey Hepburn's first mission for UNICEF was to travel to Ethiopia to fight against the famine that was ravaging the country due to drought and civil strife. This was just the beginning. She traveled the world in hopes of aiding the people of many different countries. She traveled to Turkey to fight polio, created training programs for women in Venezuela, worked with children living and working on the streets in Ecuador, raised funds to provide drinking water in Guatemala, and more. These were just a few of the numerous trips she made while working as a UNICEF ambassador. There is now a UNICEF fund in Audrey's name called the Audrey Hepburn Society. This group donates $10,000 or more to UNICEF every year.
Hepburn received the United States' highest civilian award, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, in December of 1992 for her work as a humanitarian.
Audrey Hepburn passed away on January 20th, 1993 from cancer. She was only 63 years old when she died.
Audrey is mainly remembered for her outstanding acting career. However, a lot of people have never heard about her work with UNICEF. It may have been her most rewarding experience, and she does not get the credit she deserves for all the hard work she put into this organization.